All right, we are getting into Two for Tea, the sweet springtime hit starring Janel, Parrish, and Chris McNally. This movie stole a lot of hearts. It's adorable, heartwarming, and there's partyry involved. We're talking full-on teapots, guys. But is this movie a standout, or is it just background noise while you fold laundry? Is it worth the watch? Let's find out. Hey everybody, my name is Danielle and this is Chatter Out Loud. If you're new here, welcome. I like to watch and chat about Hallmark movies. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you know when I post another Hallmark movie review. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. Your presence is very much appreciated. Hallmark's Two for Tea. This was another one I watched in real time when it originally aired early in March. It was part of the Spring Into Love 2026 lineup, and I really wanted to chat about it. The synopsis is as follows. T is a Chinese-American pottery artist who meets new community center handyman Will. As she learns about her family's traditions through art, can she and Will save the center from closure? All right, is this movie worth your time? Let's chat about it. We first get introduced to the community center through one of T's pottery classes, and I actually thought that was a nice way to kick off the movie. Right away, you get a feel for the community and the role T plays in it. We meet T, who's leading the pottery class, and everyone is busy working on their projects. Well, almost everyone. Georgina, she was over there completely absorbed in her book while everyone else was making pottery. Her clay was just sitting there. I thought, why are you even in the pottery class? But I guess that was her way of being social, just being around people without actually participating. It was a little odd, but I rolled with it. Then we're introduced to Will. He's a single dad who's just moved to town and taken a job as the community center's new handyman. And the ladies in T's pottery class noticed him immediately. It didn't take them long before they were ready to play matchmaker between T and Will. Now, as openings go, I thought this one did a nice job. It introduced the characters, gave us a sense of the community, and set up the story without feeling rushed. And at this point, I was in, I liked the setup, I liked the characters, and I was ready to see where the story was going. Now, as the story unfolds, we learn there's a lot more going on with T than just teaching pottery and running her vintage shop. She wants to break into the serious art world, but a local gallery owner tells her that while her work is technically beautiful, it's missing something. It doesn't have a personal story. It doesn't have soul. I actually really like that direction for the movie. So as T reconnects with her Chinese heritage, especially through her mom's traditional Yixing clay teapots, she begins finding her own artistic voice. I thought that journey was handled really well. Of course, we needed a little Hallmark drama. So when the community center is threatened with closure, T and Will work together to prove just how important it is to the community. And thanks to a burst pipe at the local school, yes, you heard me right, a burst pipe, they end up hosting the school dance at the community center. It was actually a clever way to bring everyone together. I have a little note, one little thing that kept making me smile was T telling her mom not to rearrange the store while she was gone. It became a fun little running joke throughout the movie. So I just wanted to make note of that. All right, now let's talk about the cast, because let's be honest, we Hallmark fans know a movie can absolutely live or die by its leads. So Janel, Parrish, and Chris McNally. I thought they worked really well together. Chris McNally brought exactly what we've come to expect from him. He's naturally warm, charming, and easy to root for. One of my favorite moments in the whole movie was when T asks him who he is. Instead of giving some grand introduction, he compliments her, tells her she's an artist, like acknowledging like she's an artist, and that she's absolutely wearing the heck out of that red dress. Then he delivers the line. So me, I don't know. I'm just a guy having a really great day. I loved that moment. It wasn't even just the line, it was the smile, the confidence, and then that little walk away. Chris McNally just has a way of making simple moments memorable. Yes. And Janel Parrish was a great match for him. She played T with a quiet confidence that really fit the character. Watching T grow as an artist while fighting to save a place she loved made her really easy to root for. And together, I thought their chemistry felt natural and nothing about it felt forced. If I had to pick one favorite character, I'd probably say T. Her journey was the one I found myself most invested in. Watching her embrace her family's traditions, grow as an artist, and gain confidence in who she was, that just made her really easy to root for. Now, Chris McNally's Will, his character, he was absolutely charming. Don't get me wrong. But T's personal growth is really what stayed with me after the movie was over. I also have to give a shout out to David Kay as T's cousin and business partner, Theo. He brought such a fun, supportive energy, and we loved Theo. And Will's relationship with his daughter, Natalie, that gave us some really sweet moments. The drill scene, for example, that was pretty cute. I also enjoyed the relationship between T's mom, Leanne, and Leanne's cousin. It added another layer of warmth and reinforced the movie's theme of family, tradition, and passing those stories from one generation to the next. This movie definitely had a cozy feel. The story moved at a comfortable pace, and I really enjoyed learning a little bit about Yixing pottery. It wasn't just there to teach us something new. It became part of T's journey, and it gave the movie more depth than your typical Hallmark romance. I always appreciate when a Hallmark movie teaches me something that I didn't know before. And so I felt like I walked away knowing a little more about Yixing pottery, but more importantly, I understood why it mattered to T. And one more thing I really appreciated, especially after spending more than 3 decades in corporate America, truth be told, and that was how they handled Will's ex-wife. And what do I mean? It was subtle, yet it was very powerful. Will's ex-wife, she was successful, she was career-driven, and she pursued her dream job. But the movie never made her a villain because of it. So kudos to Hallmark for that. And I really appreciated the way that they handle that and weave that subtle yet powerful message in the movie. Kudos to Hallmark. All right, one last thing before I wrap this up. Let's talk about the romance. It's so funny because I spent so much time focusing in and talking about T's journey that I almost forgot about T and Will. I almost forgot about T and Will, the romance. But their relationship was really sweet. I thought it developed at a nice, natural pace. That lantern scene, I thought it was especially romantic. They danced, they shared their first kiss, and it felt like a really earned moment after everything they'd experienced together up to that point. And then as part of the Hallmark rom-com or romantic movie tradition, they gave us one more sweet kiss at the end, complete with that cute little twirl. I thought it was the perfect ending to their journey together. I really love this movie. Oh, I'm reading my notes. One more thing. The title. Can we chat about that for just a few more seconds? Two for Tea is obviously a fun play on tea for two. But after watching the movie, I think it takes on another meaning. To me, the two represents the two things T reconnects with along her journey: her Chinese heritage and finding love with Will. So these two discoveries are really what help her become the person and the artist she was meant to be. Now, I don't know if Hallmark intended it that way, but that's how I interpreted the title, Two for Tea. And I thought that was pretty clever. What do you think? Am I reading too much into it? Or did you see it that way too? You have to let me know in a comment below. So after all of that, all of my thoughts, where does Two for Tea land for me? Well, it earns my worth the watch rating. I love the cozy atmosphere, the chemistry between Janel Parrish and McNally, and the way the movie celebrated family, culture, and finding your own path. Two for Tea takes a familiar Hallmark story and gives it more heart through culture, family, and T's personal journey. If you've been looking for one of the stronger spring into love movies this year, I definitely recommend giving this one a watch. And now I want to hear from you. Did you see Two for Tea? If so, how would you rate it? Worth the watch, cozy watch, or background watch? If you haven't seen the movie, after hearing my thoughts, do you plan on checking it out? Let's chat it up in the comments. And that's all I have. If you enjoyed spending this time with me, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It truly helps support the channel. I'm Danielle, and as always, I appreciate your support. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.